In this video, I want to talk about some signs of narcissism and toxicity that a lot of people overlook. Not listening to you. Narcissists totally hear you, but they're not interested in what you're saying at all. We can feel, though, as long as we get a response, that they are hearing us. Often, however, we're brushed off. We're minimized. We're made to feel like something is our fault or it doesn't matter. There can be a lot of deflection. A lot of times a narcissist can come across very accusatory, just to get you to go into what I call defense mode. For example, they will accuse you of cheating or being mean to them, and instantly you try to defend yourself. And that's all the narcissist needs. Again, they hear you, but they're not listening. They don't care. All they needed was to get you started talking about yourself and defending yourself. Now you're focused on you, your reputation, setting the record straight, and not at all about the original topic at hand where the narcissist wasn't interested in listening to you. They can hear you, bypass you, and keep on ranting and raving. Again, they hear the words, but a lot of times they're just waiting for the words to stop so that they can keep on going. They'll flip things back on you, project onto you, so that they can just keep yelling, screaming, accusing, and just carrying on as narcissists are prone to do because you can't have a normal conversation with them. Paranoia. Now, paranoia isn't necessarily something we overlook. It's pretty obvious when someone's paranoid. But again, I think it's something else that doesn't always seem to kind of fit with narcissism. And there's actually quite a bit of information out here about paranoid narcissists. And many narcissists have that everyone is out to get me paranoia. And this is something that can stem from all the trauma that they're going through. If there was a bad upbringing, maybe some abuse or neglect or a little bit of both, which I guess they're both kind of one and the same. But if there's all that happening, then there's almost safety in the thought of just assuming everybody is out to get me, so I better just keep myself safe because everyone is dangerous. That's what they've learned more than likely along the way. And along those same lines, narcissists have very serious trust issues. And that comes from a lot of trauma. Most of the time they loved somebody who they thought loved them and they didn't, or they were hurt by somebody that they thought that they could trust. And this again causes that paranoia that nobody can be trusted. I can't trust anybody because if I couldn't trust my parents or my partner or my siblings or whatever, well then who the hell can I trust? So you know what? I just don't trust anybody. If you feel like you need someone to talk to, a survivor that you can vent to, share your story with, what you're going through, and get some advice on how to heal from a narcissistic relationship, you can set up appointments with me to talk one-on-one. Simply email bookachatwithjess@gmail.com or click the link below in the video description to skip that emailing and book a private session that way. And I look forward to hearing from you. Focusing on unfairness. Narcissists are super scorekeepy kind of people. They will make sure they let you know that you got them something for their birthday that was $32, but they got you something for your birthday that was $38. And they'll probably tell you that 65 times, if not more, maybe over 70. There's a lot of attention paid to every little single thing that they don't get or they don't have, or every little injustice that seems to pop up. Narcissists are jealous, envious, and they never feel like they have enough, and that's going to push that behavior even further. And this also, to a certain degree, taps into that victim mentality. Everyone's mean to me, everyone's unfair to me, and most of the time it isn't even remotely true. It just more than likely means the narcissist has been called out on something they've done, or they've been reprimanded, and they're not allowed to get away with something that, of course, they want to be able to get away with. And we've all heard similar things like this. Ugh, you wouldn't believe it. My boss is so mean to me. They yelled at me this morning. And I mean, come on, I was only 10 minutes late. And I mean, they're even lucky that I showed up at all because, I wasn't even feeling very good. And I went into work anyway. Okay, first of all, they probably weren't even yelled at. This is over embellishing. Secondly, most people are going to be reprimanded and at least talked to for being late. It's not acceptable. The sick part is probably just a sob story used to garner sympathy and then, of course, make people feel guilty for maybe being upset with them that they were late. Then they overinflate their importance. Well, I did this, and really, you should just think the world of me. I went to work. Like, okay, so did the rest of us. A narcissist never feels like they're getting treated the same as others. They're always getting shorted or overlooked or yelled at. And this all has to do with these dozens of issues that are plaguing the narcissist. But they are really, really quick to point out if anything even feels remotely unfair. And that's pretty much everything, I think, as far as they're concerned. Constant reassurance. A broken ego is an exhausting little beast. Narcissists, because they can't regulate their own sense of self-worth and they don't do good with their own emotions and they don't feel good about themselves, make it everybody else's job and responsibility to reassure them that they're good, smart, useful, handsome, beautiful, wanted, and so on. Again, this is something that we don't normally think about when we think of narcissism. Narcs are often projecting a serious sense of self-worth and an overinflated ego, a very false superiority complex that's actually hiding the inferiority that they feel underneath. But more often than not, again, with covert narcissism, you will find them constantly wanting validation, praise, support, and reassurance that they're okay. Now, I'm not saying other types of narcissism that they don't want constant reassurance, but you will notice it more in covert narcissism. Not making decisions. Ooh, these people cannot make a decision. They want to be single. No, wait, let's get married. Let's have kids. No, I don't want kids. I want to go here. I want to go there. No, wait, actually, I want to go over here. Yeah, ugh. This comes from a person who has no idea what they want. Let's just get that out of the way. They have no idea what they're doing or what they want. But also, it's hard for a narcissist to make a decision when both options or outcomes are useful, just at different times. Sometimes it's advantageous for a narcissist to be single. You typically get more supply that way. If you're living alone, you have more freedom and so on. But it can also be a good idea to be in a relationship and or get married. Money, status, things of that nature. So they can't choose because if we're being honest with each other, they need both. It's just different things work at different times. And that's exactly what a narcissist needs. They need that perfection. They have to have the perfection for scenario A, B, C, and so on. But that perfection, that answer, what they're looking for, it's highly unlikely it's going to be the same for each scenario. So for A, they got to be single. B, they got to be married. C, they have to be separated, and so on. When you have a person who wants to have their cake and eat it too, and they want everything, well, since they can't choose both, they're just simply never really going to choose at all. Tell me some other overlooked signs of narcissism and toxicity. Please subscribe for more videos. Also, if you want to hear this video in its entirety, I encourage you to become a channel member. There's a link down in the description for you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, Survivor, and take care of yourself.